quite to the pitch of that ball to hit right through the line and go over the top.
Bowling to the left-handers. Mohammad Ami enjoys bowling to the left-handers, and more often than not for Afghanistan, he gets the left-handers out so often.
This gets a single to finish off. A good over for the batters. This gets a single to finish off. A good over for the batters. 9 from it. 16 overs done. 65 for 3. It's time for a break and some drinks.
চলে এলো সানসেট ব্রাউন সস এখন নতুন রূপে
বিকাশে পেয়েছে
নজর কাড়া শাই মাত্র 50 টাকা
লগ ইন করলেই ইনস্ট্যান্ট 25 টাকা বোনাস এবং লেনদেন করলেই আরো 100 টাকা পর্যন্ত বোনাস।
শুরুটাই যদি ভালোভাবে হয় তাহলে কি শুরু হবে ব্রাউন সস এখন নতুন
দেশের ফাস্টেস্ট 14 নেটওয়ার্ক জিতবেন সব সময় বাংলাদেশ। দেশের ফাস্টেস্ট 14 নেটওয়ার্ক জিতবেন সব সময় বাংলাদেশ।
হ্যাঁ, ভিটামিন যুক্ত নতুন লাইফ বয় হ্যান্ড ওয়াশ জীবাণু প্রতিরোধে সাধারণ সাবানের চেয়ে 100% শক্তিশালী সুরক্ষা, যা অদৃশ্য
বাছাই করা আলু সাথে স্পাইসি সিজনিং এর টুইস্ট এলো প্রাণ পতাটা।
এটা চিপস নাকি বিস্কিট খেয়ে বুঝে নাও।
আর পূরণ করতে পারে ওর স্বপ্নগুলোকে। প্রতিটি হাসি অমূল্য।
আগামী 1 মাস তাপমাত্রা থাকবে 37 থেকে 40 ডিগ্রি। স্কিপ না করে জেনে নিন করণীয়। তাপমাত্রা যাই হোক, গরমে আরাম দিতে আছে প্রাণ লাচ্ছি।
প্রাণ ফুটো এখন নতুন লোকে আর টেস্ট
প্রাণ লাচ্ছি
অ্যামেজিং
খাচ্ছি
তাজা আমের মধুর রসে প্রাণ ফুটো এখন আরো আকর্ষণীয় নতুন প্যাকেট
নতুন লাইফ বয় হ্যান্ড ওয়াশ জীবাণু প্রতিরোধে সাধারণ সাবানের চেয়ে 100% শক্তিশালী সুরক্ষা। হবে বড় সাশ্রয়। এখন 2টি লাইফ বয় কিনলে বাঁচবে 12 টাকা।
আগামী 1 মাস তাপমাত্রা থাকবে 37 থেকে 40 ডিগ্রি। স্কিপ না করে জেনে নিন করণীয়। তাপমাত্রা যাই হোক, গরমে আরাম দিতে আছে প্রাণ লাচ্ছি।
দুধের সব গুণাগুণ নিয়ে 3টি মজাদার স্বাদে প্রাণ লাচ্ছি।
প্রাণ লাচ্ছি খুব খাচ্ছি আরাম
The
পাচ্ছি।
players taking a break here, and if you want to take a break, you have to come to the land of hospitality, Bangladesh.
Mujib's Bangladesh. Welcome to Mujib's Bangladesh. Welcome to the land of hospitality, of festivals. Explore the country of festivals. Here, World Heritage is waiting for you. Visit the Mujib's Khane and visit the Mujib's Bangladesh.
So that's how it stands at the moment. 331 for 9. Terrific score posted by Afghanistan with the 2 centurions, and it was a struggle for Bangladesh in their response. Lost 3 wickets.
Absolutely,
Very
Farooqi
early.
and Mujib were firing from both ends. Litton Das was the first to go off the ball, not able to clear it. This was speech over delivery and not able to clear it. Getting Shanto bowled, didn't have any answer to that. Getting Shanto bowled, didn't have any answer to that. Stump. In the third to follow was chop on onto his stump. Afghanistan really had a good, and Bangladesh are power play down. And Bangladesh are 3 down after 16 overs. With 65 after 16 overs. And in comes Rashid Khan.
The man who's been tormenting the Bangladeshis. Comes from the eye screen, and 165 wickets. His ODI career seems to be getting better and better. Not interested. Such a quick release of the ball. Despite that, he gets prodigious turn on occasions. The last one was 97 clicks. Watch out something that you've got to watch out for in addition to the spin and the change of angles.
Really enjoy bowling under these conditions. Will really enjoy bowling under these conditions. The fact that there's a lot for Afghanistan to defend. He's very miserly as for his. Not to forget that he's very miserly as for his. He's got him, bowled him through the gate. He's got him, bowled him through the
Just
gate.
could not read the googly, as I said. Just could not read the googly, as I said. At point of release, which way the ball's going to turn. It's very difficult to detect which way the ball's going to turn. The orthodox playing for did was the orthodox leg spin going that way was nipped back. The googly going that way, finding its way between ball and tracks early and hitting timber. In strikes early, Bangladesh loses in further trouble for 16. Loses 65 for 16. It's now 65 for 4.
গোলাপের নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন ই সহ নতুন লাক্স দেয় চাঁদের মতো উজ্জ্বল চেহারা। লাক্স
স্বাস্থ্যকর অল টাইম ফ্যামিলি কেক সব সময় অল টাইম।
বিকাশ অ্যাপে বিল সেট করে লগ ইন করলেই 25 টাকা বোনাস এবং লেনদেন করলেই 100 টাকা পর্যন্ত বোনাস
সহ স্যানিটারি ন্যাপকিন। জয়া আলট্রা কমফোর্ট। জয়া স্যানিটারি ন্যাপকিন ব্যবহারে পিরিয়ডে ইনফেকশন হয় না।
লাক্সারিয়াস সিল্কি ফিনিশিং ও অ্যান্টিব্যাকটেরিয়াল প্রপার্টি সমৃদ্ধ বর্জার লাক্সারি সিল্ক এমালশন শুধুই গ্ল্যামারাস দেয়াল নয়, আমার স্মৃতি রাঙিনা।
A man who has been there for Bangladesh cricket for many years. At a position of stride. And he's coming at a position of stride. Look at that. 234th innings and 44, 50s, 900s, but forget the numbers. It's a question of survival now. Just trying to steady the rocking boat, and it's been rocked very heavily by the Afghan bowlers. He's in the middle because of this. Just could not read. He's in the middle because of this. Just could not read the trajectory of the ball going. The way you can see the original track it would have taken. Really nipped back in the rung on and really foxed to top of the
And he must have just discussed this delivery before pleased, and he must have just discussed this delivery before bowling it with Muhammad Nabi, indicating to him that I got the better of him.
It's that supreme confidence he has. It's that supreme confidence he has in the deliveries he bowls. As a leg spinner in the old days, he used to say, you purchase your wickets. But with Rashid Khan, he knows exactly what ball he's going to bowl and where he's going to pitch it. He's so focused, and the mindset he has is delivered with the skill set that he has. Absolutely incredible bowler.
Well, with him he brings that pressure of being the Rashid Khan. Recognized he is for his, and how internationally recognized he is for his wicket taking abilities. And straight away in his first over, he gets the breakthrough and breaks the partnership. Bangladesh 67 for 4 after 17 overs.
ধরবে না, একটা ম্যাজিক দেখাই। 1 বছরেই এটা ফ্যাকাশে, আর তোরটা এখনো নতুন। এটা রিদিয়ে ধোয়া। যে ব্রাইট লক টেকনোলজি সাধারণ পাউডারের তুলনায় দ্বিগুণ উজ্জ্বলতা।
হবে জীবাণু থেকে সুরক্ষা আর হবে বড় সাশ্রয়।
ধরবে না, একটা ম্যাজিক দেখাই।
দেখো দুটি লাইফ পয়েন্ট কিনলে পাবে 12 টাকা।
এসএমসি নিল বাংলাদেশের প্রথম এবং একমাত্র অ্যান্টিব্যাকটেরিয়াল চিপ সহ স্যানিটারি ন্যাপকিন। জয়া অনলাইন, জয়া স্যানিটারি ন্যাপকিন ব্যবহারে পিরিয়ডে ইনফেকশন হয় না।
বিকাশ অ্যাপে বিল সেট করে লগ ইন করলেই 25 টাকা বোনাস এবং লেনদেন করলেই 100 টাকা পর্যন্ত বোনাস।
Good from Farooqi early on, compounding the problems is the support of the two spinners. Shakib Al Hasan, the lone ranger for Bangladesh, trying to just hold it together. Waits and finds the fielder in the deep, just the single.
Now they won't mind just giving away singles. At this stage of the game, Bangladesh, however, will need to construct innings. And what better than these two batters out in the middle, Shakib Al Hasan and Mushfiqur Rahim, the two most senior players for Bangladesh, need to do this. They were building some partnership, but Rashid got them the breakthrough.
Rashid Khan so wily Rashid Khan so wily with his change of lines, variations on his orthodox leg spin. Have a look at the first one just before the wicket ball. This is the previous delivery, the orthodox leg spin, and then similar place. They just snip back. Really outsmarted the batter. Terrific bowling.
Yeah, that's
Virtually
the
the same
quality.
length.
That he actually landed. Yeah, that's the quality. That's his quality. That he actually landed in the very same area. Snips back in. So you need to play him. The second one just snips back in. So you need to play him for his googlies. Yeah, you won't be able. You don't want to give away your wicket. Yeah, you won't be able to score a lot of runs, but you will at least be able to contain him.
Yes, just the question of reading the ball. Yes, just the question of reading the ball. But let's talk about Nabi now. We'll come back to Rashid. I'm sure he's going to come back for the next over. Nabi, what about him? What about the agility he has shown while fielding? I was very impressed. Catches taken, tumbling stops in the outfield.
Well, that catch that he took off Shakib. Had it been a boundary, Shakib will have been on the song. We know about Shakib Al-Hassan. And he was struggling for runs. And we thought that there was something coming up. One or another. So it was just for Afghanistan or Bangladesh. One or another. For Afghanistan or Bangladesh, and it was taking a wonderful catch. Effort from Mohammad Nabi taking a wonderful catch. And he gets him out. Umpire raises his finger. He gets him out. And he believes that he has got Shakib Al-Hassan out. LBW. Shakib Al-Hassan out. LBW.
TV umpire to director, player review for LBW. TV umpire to director, player review for LBW.
He's taken the review. He thinks that it might just be. I believe he's taken the review. He thinks that it might just be going down the leg side.
Doesn't appear to be any bat. Doesn't appear to be any bat. Just go to Ultra Edge, confirm bat or no bat, please. Ultra Edge coming up. Keep rolling through for me, please. Ultra Edge coming up. Keep rolling through for me, please. Keep going. It's a clear gap between bat and ball. Flat line. No bat involved. Ball tracking when ready, please. Just standing by for ball tracking. Just standing by for ball tracking. The original decision is out. The original decision is out. Impact in line. Pitching out it off. Impact in line. Call. Wickets umpires call. Guys, you can stay with your original out decision. Stand by. The on-screen signal now.
Well, it's gone with umpire's call. It was given out and just similar sort of dismissal earlier to the Bangladesh bowlers. But Shakib Al-Hassan has been the mainstay for a while now. Takes the disconsolate walk back. 25 he scored. It's 71 for 5.
Wow! পার্লারে গিয়েছিলি না তো তাহলে একটা গ্লো কিভাবে
একটা রিলেশনশিপে কখন জমে ওঠে
এটা কমায় ডার্ক স্পট ডার্ক সার্কেলস আর রোদের মলিনতা গ্লোয়ের জন্য সবকিছু এক গ্লোয়ের লাভলির মাল্টিভিটামিন ত্বকের গভীরে প্রবেশ করে ডার্ক স্পট ডার্ক সার্কেলস ও রোদের মলিনতা কমিয়ে দেয় এইচডি গ্লো গ্লোয়ের জন্য সবকিছু এক ক্রিমে
দেশের ফাস্টেস্ট 14 প্রো জিতবেন সব সময় কিনলে বাঁচবে 12 টাকা
বিস্কা ফ্রুট ফান বিস্কুট মানে ফ্রুটি ক্রিমের সাথে হারিয়ে যাওয়া ফ্রুট ফান বিস্কুট
লাক্সারি সিল্ক ফিনিশিং ও অ্যান্টিব্যাকটেরিয়াল প্রপার্টি সমৃদ্ধ বার্জার লাক্সারি সিল্ক শুধু গ্ল্যামারাস দেখুন আমার স্মৃতি আমিনা
বিস্কা ফ্রুট ফান বিস্কুট মানে ফ্রুটি ক্রিমের সাথে হারিয়ে যাওয়া ফ্রুট ফান বিস্কুট ফ্রুটি ক্রিমের ফান চলবেই
Bangladesh are imploding here. Lost another wicket, the crucial wicket of Shakib Al-Hassan brings in Afif Hussain. Fledgling career. Isn't the non-strikers end? It's going to be Mushfiqur Rahim to take strike. Trying to chop that away. He's thinking whether he got a little bit of a touch. Little inquiry. Again, duping Mushfiq there. Something always happens when Rashid Khan is bowling. Makes room, just backs away.
Afghan spin
Gets
trio.
a run.
Looking Afghan spin trio looking very dangerous. They have 399 amongst them. Last one being Shakib Al Hassan for Muhammad Nabi by Muhammad Nabi Mujib Zadran and Rashid Khan have taken 303 of Muhammad Nabi. So now spinners together, 400 wickets together, 400 wickets. Bangladesh does not bother the scorers. Bangladesh are 72 for 6.
আপনার চুলে জাস্ট আর ভিটামিন ই সহ প্র্যাকটিস করে রেডি উজ্জ্বল চেহারা মুখ্য যোগ পুষ্টি নতুন আপনার চুলকে ড্যামেজ চলুন প্র্যাকটিস করে দেখি রেডি পুষ্টির অভাব রয়েছে নতুন ডাস্ট ইন্টেন্স রিপেয়ার এর 1% ময়শ্চারাইজিং মিল্ক ও নিউট্রিসিরাম ড্যামেজ রিপেয়ার করে প্রথম ধোয়া থেকে চলুন আবার টেস্ট করি সফট করবে চুল লুকিয়ে থাকা ড্যামেজ হবে
ডাভ শ্যাম্পুতে এখন 15% বেশি
Numbers tell you that he's a capable batter with 100. He's coming when Bangladesh have got their backs to the wall. Desperate situation. Even there. Slid through.
The last recognized batsman for Bangladesh. The last recognized batsman for Bangladesh. Hasan Miraj struggling to read Rashid Khan. And everyone's been struggling to read Rashid Khan off his hand. Very difficult to play him off the pitch. You don't have enough time to be able to react against his googlies and against his leg breaks. Afif not having any answer to it. Bangladesh are in all sorts of trouble.
To say the least, every form, every department of the game today, we come to the end of the 19th over at 73 for 6.
পার্লারে গিয়েছিলি তাহলে এতগুলো কিভাবে লাভলি এটা কমায় ডার্ক সার্কেলস আর রোদে মলিনতার জন্য সব কিছু এক লাভলির মাল্টিভিটামিন ত্বকের উপরে ডার্ক সার্কেলস মলিনতা কমিয়ে গ্লোয়ের জন্য সব কিছু এক ক্রিমে
জীবন থেকে সুরক্ষা আর বড় সাশ্রয় এখন দুটি লাইফ বই কিনলে 12 টাকা
Maybe easier to negotiate Muhammad Nabi compared to the wiles of Rashid Khan really spun a web around the Bangladeshi batters.
It's not a good looking scorecard for Bangladesh. These two out in the middle have a big task ahead of them. For the time being, it seems like they do not have any answers. After the 20 overs, we will have we will have game. So even if rain comes, and if we may look at the DLS, which doesn't look around, doesn't look as if Bangladesh could make it.
It's a distant, very distant hope. But the situation of
Afghanistan will feel very good if they can defend this total because they put together a total of above 300 against Sri Lanka and they were defended, but here they look well set. End of the over 77 for 6.
আগামী 1 মাস তাপমাত্রা থাকবে 37 থেকে 40 ডিগ্রি স্কিপ না করে জেনে নিন করণীয়
যা অদৃশ্য
তাপমাত্রা চাই গরমে আরাম দিতে আজ প্রাণ লাগছে
দুধের শর্করা গুমরা কিন্তু মজাদার স্বাদে প্রাণলাস
প্রাণ লাগছে খুব খাচ্ছে আরাম পাচ্ছে
বিকাশ অ্যাপে বিল সেট করে লগ ইন করলে 25 টাকা বোনাস এবং লেনদেন করলে 100 টাকা পর্যন্ত বোনাস পাবেন জীবন থেকে সুরক্ষা আর হবে বড় সাশ্রয় এখন দুটি লাইফ বয় কিনলে 12 টাকা
Favorite shot. Plays his favorite shot. Only get know that protection in the deep. Rashid Khan has comparison. That's orthodox leg break. Once he goes the googly seems to be little closer. Not too much. Maybe a couple of inches. I don't think that is the cause. Not very distinctive. The two deliveries. Definitely the release points. With other leggies, you can catch. Point of release, the back of the hand. What he does is disguises them so well. Very difficult to say which way the ball is going to go.
Absolutely spot on. He doesn't give away much to the batters, and that has been his weapon of success. He's fast. He's quick. He's very smart.
More in hope that appeal than any conviction. Looks a little uncomfortable there. Taking a little rest.
He's actually thinking he might have caught this. He's thinking whether it was edge on the bat. Was he able to catch that? They seem to have
LBW decision not out. Check the front fair delivery front on spin vision please. Doesn't appear to be any quite close to the glove. Can you just go to Ultra Edge to confirm bat or no bat, please? Keep rolling it forward, keep rolling forward. The flat line is above the bat and glove, no bat involved. Ball tracking and ready, please. Standing by for ball tracking. Original decision not out. Outside. Pitching in line. Outside. Richard, you can stay with your original not out decision. Stand by. You're on screen signal.
He's going down the leg side, kept on going. They've lost the review. They're a little interested in taking it. Don't really blame them. Why not give it a try? You're dictating terms. Things might go your way, but they've run out of the review. That kept low. Slithered along the ground. Fortunate runs.
Umpire has indicated that they were by, so it missed everything. Gloves, the bat, gloves, Rahmanullah Gurbaz kept low, ran away to the boundary. Now the only thing Afghanistan have not done have been the selection whether to take or leave. So that's the reason why now Afghanistan are left with no reviews. They do not have any more reviews left. Yes. The situation of the game much in the favor of Afghanistan. It's quite much in the favor of Afghanistan at this stage.
সহ স্যানিটারি জয়া অল জয়া স্যানিটারি কি ব্যবহারে ইনফেকশন হয় না
দা জীবাণু প্রতিরোধে সাধারণ সাবানের চেয়ে 100% শক্তিশালী সুরক্ষা
স্বাস্থ্যকর অল টাইম পান সব সময় অল টাইম হেলদি লাইফ।
শুরুটাই যদি ভুলভাবে হয় তাহলে কি আর শুরু হবে কোনো লং লাস্টিং স্টোরি? কুল বডি স্প্রে, 4টি লং লাস্টিং ফ্রেগ্রেন্স। ভুল করো না, কুল করো।
বাংলা লিংকে জিতে সবসময়। দেশের ফাস্টেস্ট 4G নেটওয়ার্কে জিতবেন সবসময়। বাংলা লিংক।
Really take full advantage of that one. Couldn't
Well,
really
full credit
take
to
full
the
advantage
skipper
of that one.
Afghanistan, who's well, full credit to the skipper of Afghanistan, who's brought in his bowlers so well. We saw in the first game as well. Every time he brought a new bowler, this time around the game, got him a wicket. Every time he brought this time around the bowlers, got him the wickets. Every time he brought it, the new bowlers got him the wickets and breakthroughs. Read of the game that Afghanistan. So that's been a really good read of the game that Afghanistan will certainly rely and need a lot coming into the Asia Cup and the mega event of the Cricket World Cup 2023.
Well, from the way they've played here today, they'll be forced to contend with. From the way they've played here today, they'll be forced to contend with. So very nicely, I'm sure, because they've gelled together so very nicely. The batters, two of them getting hundreds, the bowlers doing their job. Even with the big boys, when the Lockhorns in the World Cup, I think they're going to give the big boys, the big teams, a run for their money.
In Bangladesh, it's not easy to beat Bangladesh. It's not easy to beat Bangladesh. Bangladesh, one of the strongest teams. And then when you talk to any cricketing teams, any cricketing nations, I was talking to the skipper just the other day, and he said beating any country in their own soil is not an easy task.
Right, Bangladesh they do very nicely. Absolutely right. Bangladesh have got an enviable record since 2015. I think they've lost only 2 series, 2 ODI series to England, and this is possibly going to be their third. So you're absolutely right in the saying that it is difficult to beat them, but the way the Afghans are playing today, they deserve it. Another quick one, hurried down on that one, faded away, retains the strike at the end of the 22nd over. It's 89 for 6.
পাবেন জীবাণু থেকে সুরক্ষা আর হবে বড় সাশ্রয়।
তুমি না তোমার চাউমিনটার মতোই
দুইটি
বলো।
লাইফ বয় কিনলে বাঁচবে 12 টাকা। কিছুই বোরিং নয় যদি আনো একটু এক্সট্রা। যেমন এই বোরিং চাউমিনের সাথে লাল মরিচের একটু তেজ, ব্যাস রুচি লাল মরিচের সস।
গোলাপি নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন ই সহ নতুন লাক্স দেয় চাঁদের মতো উজ্জ্বল চেহারা। লাক্স।
Losing to England. Has been duping batters all around. Rashid Khan has been duping batters all around the world with his orthodox leg spin, his googlies, his flippers, his changes of pace. Enticement like that floated delivery.
Absolutely, and this is what you
It's
were
all
talking
there.
about earlier about his absolutely, and this is what you were talking about earlier about his leg break in googly. When he bowls the googly, he just tends to come a little closer to the umpire. But in the heat of the moment, I really doubted if the batters will really much notice. Afghanistan continue to attack. I like the fact that they have put a slip for Rashid Khan.
Orthodox point. That's an area he favors well. An area he favors well. Cow corner, wide of mid wicket. The sweep. Plays it forward of square. The sweep. 44 balls since the last boundary. 44 balls since the last boundary.
Talking about and this is how it's been. Talking about the variations of Rashid, and look at the length where he's bowled and how he has hooked the batters with the variations in pace and variations with the lengths.
And the percentage of googlies he bowls is pretty high. Maybe we can work that out, but it seems that the blue-colored googlies were quite a lot of them there. So it's not that it's a surprise kind of delivery, it's a regular kind of delivery. The percentage of googlies that he bowls.
Which was the fact that which was the fact that I indicated earlier that you need to play him for the googly initially. We call him Googly Master. I mean, he's varying it, you could tell. I mean, he's varying it, you could tell. He's really been enjoying himself out there. End of another over, Bangladesh. 93 for...
প্রাম ফ্রুটও এখন নতুন লুকে আর টেস্ট রাধুনি মেজবানি মাংস মশলা দেখলে
আসল মেজবানি রান্না
প্রাণ ফ্রুটো
কোনো ব্যাপারই না।
আরো আকর্ষণীয় নতুন প্যাকেট ধরবে না একটা ম্যাজিক দেখে
লাক্সারিয়াস সিল্ক ফিনিশিং ও অ্যান্টিব্যাকটেরিয়াল প্রপার্টি সমৃদ্ধ বর্জার লাক্সারি সিল্ক শুধু গ্ল্যামারাস
দেশের ফাস্টেস্ট 4G নেটওয়ার্কে জিতবেন সব সময়। দেশের ফাস্টেস্ট 4G নেটওয়ার্কে জিতবেন সব সময়। বাংলা লিংক।
এক বছরেই এটা ফ্যাকাশে আর তোরটা এখনো নতুন। এটা রিন দিয়ে ধোয়া। জয় ব্রাইট লক টেকনোলজি সাধারণ পাউডারের তুলনায় দেয় দ্বিগুণ উজ্জ্বলতা। রিন অ্যাডভান্সড দেয় দ্বিগুণ উজ্জ্বলতা।
What a performance this has been. Well, what a performance this has been. Afghanistan. From Afghanistan. We're going to have a new bowler now. Azmatullah Ormazai. He's bowling with an older ball. He's been used with the new ball. He's bowling with an older ball. He's been used with the new ball before. He has the ability to swing it around, but I'm not sure after this amount of overs that white ball will have any swing. But what a nice time for him to bowl with the opposition 6 down.
has already been done by the top bowlers. The job has already been done by the top bowlers. It's a great opportunity for someone like Omazai. Gain that confidence. Bangladesh finds themselves buried in the rubble. As Bangladesh finds themselves buried in the rubble, I must say.
Yeah, we know everyone knows they're a much better side than the performances that they've put on in these 2 one-day internationals. Batters were put under pressure in this game because of the amount of runs that they had to chase in the first one-day international. The bowlers were put under pressure because the batters didn't do the job. So it's one apiece. Maybe for that third one-day they'll turn up as the unit that we know they are and that they can be.
Lot at stake for Bangladesh before moving on to the World Cup. Obviously, the expectations this time around is very high. Edged. Race towards the fence for 4. Edged. Boundary race towards the fence for 4 for Bangladesh. Boundary after 50 deliveries for Bangladesh.
See, this is bounced off the surface. It's bounced and skipped off the surface. I mean, that's raced off the outside edge before. Pace, but this has gone through. He's only medium pace, but this has gone through. And he would argue that maybe the Afghan captain should have a couple of catches in there. Chooses not to. It's good there. Najibullah Zadrani's very good at backward point. Good there. Najibullah Zadrani's very good at backward point.
I don't want to sound uncharitable, but HD, looking at the Bangladesh's batting, in the first game we have seen quite a few loose shots. Liton Kumar Dash, and Nazmul Hossain Shanto. Bangladesh lost the momentum since then, but today, when they came out to bat chasing a huge target, I think they lacked some approach. We'll talk about it in the next over. Bangladesh 97 for 6.
আগামী 1 মাস তাপমাত্রা থাকবে 37 থেকে 40 ডিগ্রি। স্কিপ না করে জেনে নিন করণীয়। তাপমাত্রা যাই হোক, গরমে আরাম দিতে আছে প্রাণ লাচ্ছি।
দুধের সব গুণাগুণ নিয়ে 3টি মজাদার স্বাদে প্রাণ লাচ্ছি।
প্রাণ লাচ্ছি, খুব খাচ্ছি, আরাম পাচ্ছি।
পাবেন জীবাণু থেকে সুরক্ষা আর হবে বড় সাশ্রয়। এখন 2টি লাইফ বয় কিনলে বাঁচবে 12 টাকা। Afghanistan lost all those wickets at the back end of their Afghanistan lost all those wickets at the back end of their innings after that immense opening stand of 256. At the beginning. Problem is Bangladesh lost all their wickets at the beginning. Should bring two more. Should bring two more. Yeah, I think when you're chasing a total of over 300, over 300, Maz, is that if you've never done it before, and you think of someone like Tawad Ridoy, he really didn't look as though he knew what he was trying to do. He went completely away from what we've become accustomed to seeing. That's a good shot and B4. That's a good shot. That's a good shot and B4.
That sounded really good. Mushfiqur Rahim. That sounded really good. Mushfiqur Rahim saw that ball fuller. His eyes lit up when he saw that ball fuller outside the off stump. He finds that gap. Still, he had to put that away, and he finds that gap really well.
Mushfiqur Rahim. Good player, Mushfiqur Rahim. And so Ridoy walked in there and he was just trying to swing at everything and there was no momentum. He's such a wonderful timer of the ball, so he will learn from that. They struggled at the top again. Newman not troubling the scorers. Litton Das, no runs again. You know, when you're chasing a big total like that, you need to get some momentum at the beginning, and Bangladesh had absolutely nothing.
And also, you must give credit to the opponent bowlers. The likes of Rashid Khan, Mujibur Rahman, they won't give you freebies quite often, so you need to find a way to deal against the top quality bowlers.
Sure, I think this is a time where you've got to commend the opposition for all departments, really. Just doff your cap and say well done. End of the 25th, 104 for 6.
আলামনি কঠিন তেল চর্বি কিভাবে দূর করে শিখিয়ে দাও না।
এই নে ভিম, এতে আছে 100 লেবুর শক্তি যা তোর থালা বাসনের কঠিন তেল চর্বি দূর করবে।
ওয়াও, থ্যাংক ইউ খালামনি।
খালামনির থেকে এটাও শিখে নে।
খালামনি, তুমি কিভাবে?
তুই কি ভেবেছিলি খালামনি শুধু থালা বাসনই ধুতে পারে?
অনেক কিছুই নতুন দেখা যাবে যখন দেখবো থালা বাসন ছাড়িয়ে। ভিম।
Shakib and Ridoy nearly got something going with 40 or 53 before Shakib was dismissed. But it's been a bit of a procession, really. They've been exceptional. They've been absolutely brilliant with the ball in hand. Yes, they've had plenty to defend, but they've bowled it as if they've only had 150 on the board. There's been intensity and speed from the seamers, and there's been guile and magicians from the spin. All of them. Right, fielders going in every direction at the moment. Almazai is going to keep going. There is a slip going in. Ramat Shah.
Halfway through the stage, so as a batter, you have lost 6 wickets and 104. You're chasing target of 332. Obviously, things are not easy, but as a batsman, what would you think in the middle? Is it just about scoring those quick runs at the same time? You could come up with something like that. But straight to the fielder, he will get a single.
I certainly don't feel that the Bangladesh coaching staff need to dig too deep into this. We've seen them play such incredible cricket over the last 18 months, 2 years. In all forms of the white ball game. I say particular at home. Saw them play well. Yes, they lost the series to England, but it was a good series. They won the last one-dayer and then went on to destroy England in the T20 International. So they've played some really good cricket, and they've had strong performances right throughout their side, not just one or two players. So you might find that the coaching staff gather them in at the end of this game and say, don't worry about it, fellas. Go home, enjoy a couple of days off. Come in, we know what we're capable of doing.
I'm sure they will rectify the mistakes they made in the first two games, including this one, especially in the batting department. Yes, the bowling also lacked fire today, but you have to give credit to the two batters, Ramanullah Gurbaz and Ibrahim Zadran, the way they batted.
Well, Bangladesh did win the toss and had the option to bat first, but didn't. And again, very well, you know, it had a few of us fooled, really. A number of us didn't think that this surface would play as well as it did in that first innings, because it looked very similar to what the one-day international, the first one-day international was played on, and that played terribly. This has been much better. It's had pace, it's had bounce, and we've seen misfields. So a boundary to conclude the 26th. 1-1-1 for 6.
ধরবে না, একটা ম্যাজিক দেখাই। ম্যাজিক? অ্যাব্রাকাডাব্রা। ওয়াও! ব্রাউন সস। ব্রাউন সস এখন নতুন রূপে।
এক্সপেরিয়েন্স করুন মেরিল মিল্ক বাথ। এর রিচ মিল্ক ময়েশ্চার আপনাকে দেবে ফ্রেশ অ্যান্ড ইয়াঙ্গার লুকিং স্কিন। এখন 2 টাকা কমে, সাশ্রয়ী মূল্যে।
What an innings that was from Ramanullah Gurbaz. 145 of just 125 deliveries. The record partnership with Ibrahim Zadran, putting on 256. 256 for the first wicket. By the time that Gurbaz was dismissed, the writing was already on the wall. It was an incredible innings. It entertained absolutely everyone at this ground, even those that were die-hard Bangladesh supporters. They stood as one and applauded the man as he made his way off the ground. Brilliant innings.
Absolutely, and just coming back after that display of batting, they remained disciplined with the ball as well. Oh, just missed out. Yeah, just going back to bowling, when they came, they knew they had a big total on the board, but still, they remained disciplined. Always asking those questions.
Well, not a big spinner of the ball, Mujibur Rahman. And the ball that got rid of Shanto was as good as you'll get, and it wasn't the traditional off-spinner. He ran in, bowled around the wicket to the left-hander, and it's the angle in and then just a little bit of swing away. It was a sensational delivery. Just the single of the brilliant Mujib, 112 for 6.
প্রতি 2টি শিশুর মাঝে একটি শিশু ক্যাভিটির সমস্যায় ভোগে। ওকে দিন পেপসোডে, যা অদৃশ্য ছোট ছোট গর্তগুলো সারিয়ে তোলে, ক্যাভিটি থেকে দেয় সর্বাধিক সুরক্ষা, যাতে ও আত্মবিশ্বাসী হাসি নিয়ে বেড়ে উঠতে পারে আর পূরণ করতে পারে ওর স্বপ্নগুলোকে, কারণ প্রতিটি হাসি অমূল্য।
the batting again, once again hurting Bangladesh badly. They are 112 for 6, chasing a mammoth target of 332. Been a disappointing show right from the top. Liton Das coming in as the stand-in captain. This couldn't make an impact. They found themselves in abyss at the moment. Omazai goes his third over.
It'll be more than one wide.
A rare wide from the Afghanistan bowlers. They remained disciplined throughout the day. Bangladesh, on the other hand, gave away 33 extras. 19 of them were wide.
So we keep talking about the World Cup, which is a few months away, but before then is the Asia Cup. Just wonder whether, how do you see the side mapping out? Is Tuskin just being managed tonight, or has Ebodot got the run on Tuskin? Can't imagine Tuskin not being in the starting 11 come Asia Cup time.
Tamim did mention the fact that he would try to come up with 3 different bowling combinations in all the 3 matches. Just to have a look at all the fast bowlers. They have 5 of them in the squad. So yeah, it's kind of an experimental process, this series, but at the same time, they would never wanted to lose this series as well.
Haven't seen Shariful Islam yet. We would expect that Tamim would return for that Asia Cup. He has spoken about the brief sabbatical he's taking, and then he will be available again. This is the ODI squad. There's just one more match that remains. Ronnie Talukder came drafted into the side but didn't make the starting 11. He can give it a tap up front. Yeah, those bowlers you're talking about: Hassan Mahmood, Shariful Islam, Mustafa Zur Rahman, Skin Ahmed and Ebodot Hussain. End of the... No, one to come. Yeah, so plenty to choose from there for the fast bowling department.
Yeah, just as you mentioned about the Asia Cup and the World Cup, I really feel Bangladesh miss a seaming all-rounder in this squad, and maybe a leg spinner, which is hard to come by here in Bangladesh over the past few years now. That sounded well, but he will only get a single. End of the over, Bangladesh 117 for 6.
Well, the result in the test match shows you what Bangladesh actually are capable of. What a performance that was. One-way traffic. Well, the ODI series is more than likely slipped away from them. There's still one left, which we played here on the 11th of July, where we might see a few changes to both sides. And then we're off to Sylhet for the 2 T20 internationals. Shakib Al Hassan will captain Bangladesh in those T20 internationals. You were just talking a little bit about that squad and about the seam options. Now, with the Asia Cup being played here in the subcontinent, do you not think that maybe they're missing I know you spoke about a leg spinner, but that they should be missing a spin option? Because you look at Afghanistan, 3 frontline spinners, whereas Bangladesh just have the 2 really, and then they rely on seam, which again is not something that you would expect.
Yeah, Bangladesh do have someone like Taijul Islam in the squad. He's got the experience. But the fact is that the type of spinners, Rashid and Mujiba, it gives you a different variety in the lineup compared to the left-arm spinner and an off spinner. Mujib is more of a mystery spinner. And we all know what Rashid is capable of.
Yeah, but the statistics at this ground tell you that the spinners go for under 5 to the over, while seamers go at over 6 to the over. Is Taijul not a better option than playing 3 seamers? Shakib can bowl with the new ball, and Taijul and Mehedi Hassan Miraj, they can bowl in the middle period. So you can probably go in with I suppose 2 seamers is not enough either, is it? Afghanistan almost better balanced because they've got the 3 seamers and 3 spinners. And Nabi is an all-rounder, or Mazai is an all-rounder. I think you need a seaming all-rounder. If you can get a seaming all-rounder, then you could leave out a frontline seamer and play maybe Taijul Islam. Big shot and given. Maybe we're going to have a look upstairs here. Mujib was confident, so was Richard Illingworth, but Mehedi Hassan Miraj says, let's go upstairs.
TV umpire to director. We have a play review for LBW. On-field decision out. I've checked the front foot. Fair delivery. Front on spin vision, please.
Just had to hit the spot.
There's clearly no bat involved. Can you go to ball tracking when ready, please?
Even it's clipping.
The original decision is out. Fishing outs are off, impact in line. Wickets missing. Richard, I need you to change your original out decision to not out. Stand by. Your on-screen signal now.
Gee, they ummed and ahed, didn't they? Bangladesh, they weren't sure whether to go upstairs, but they did well. Miraj survives. 29 gone, 119 for 6.
চিপস ব্রস বাছাই করা আলুর সাথে স্পাইসি সিজনিং এর টুইস্ট এলো প্রাণ পতাটা এটা চিপস নাকি বিস্কিট খেয়ে বুঝে নাও
এসএমসি নিয়ে এলো বাংলাদেশের প্রথম এবং একমাত্র অ্যান্টিব্যাকটেরিয়াল চিপ সহ স্যানিটারি ন্যাপকিন জয়া আলট্রা কমফোর্ট। জয়া স্যানিটারি ন্যাপকিন ব্যবহারে পিরিয়ডে ইনফেকশন হয় না।
A lovely evening. Touch wood, we haven't had any rain. I say touch wood, I think there's one side that would have been praying for rain a little bit earlier. Now they should get 2 here. Yeah, good running. Nice to see a little bit of energy here. This was tight. This was really tight, wasn't it?
Extra bit of turn at the last moment saved Mehedi Hassan Miraj. At one point it looked really close. Even it's clipped a stump, he would have been gone.
Oh, decent stride in, isn't it? The ball had a long way to travel. Pretty stroke for one. What about Saifuddin as an all-rounder, seaming all-rounder option?
He's done well with both bat and ball. He can hit the ball hard as a batter. He's struggling with his back issues. Has gone through his surgery. And that's a 50 partnership, the 7th wicket for Bangladesh. They have a job in their hand. Long way to go. And an attempted bouncer there by Omar. Just going back to Mohammad Saifuddin. He's someone who can bat late down the order, who can hit the ball hard. Been out of the team for a while now. As I mentioned, he's struggling with his back issues. Has been injury prone right from the start of his career. But he can be a very good option.
Options. It's always good to have options. As you pointed out, though, that if someone like Tajul Islam played, it would be another finger spinner, not a, Afghanistan have got these mystery spinners. Think of someone like Nur Ahmed as well, who's not here, but I mean, what a little performer he is, the left arm wrist spinner. They got so many. Right arm leg spinner, Case Ahmed. At every corner there's a wrist spinner or a mystery spinner available for Afghanistan.
And in the contrary, Bangladesh has been searching for a leg spinner for quite some time now. They had someone like Zubair Hussain Likhon. Aminul Islam can also bowl leg spinners, but he also faded away.
It is a very tough art. Wrist spin, end of the 30th, 122 for 6.
Yes, after that huge loss to Bangladesh in the one-off test match, they must have gone and discussed among themselves how to come and make a bigger statement. That is a good shot. Nicely swept away, the slog sweep from Mushfiqur Rahim. Back of the hand. He picks it up nicely, good connection also. And they've come back so strongly. Yes, perhaps a bit of a luck playing in their favor in the first one-day international, where there was stops and starts due to the rain. Douglas Lewis method ensuring that Afghanistan went on to win by 17 runs. 43 over aside the first one-day international, but this time is the second one-day international. It's total domination. That is absolutely brilliant from Afghanistan. As I say, a very good evening, Tidai.
Thank you, Athir Bhai. Spot on. This has been a clinical performance from Afghanistan in the second one-day international, but take nothing away from the first one-day as well. When the spinners came back, when the spinners actually came to attack, and at one stage Bangladesh were 103 for 3, but all of a sudden they lost their way, and you were looking at 169 for 9. So there was some ordinary cricket, I believe, from Bangladesh. They just gave away their wickets. But this has been a very dominant performance. But as they say, it ain't over till it's over. Yes, the required run rate is under 11. But Mushfiqur Rahim and Mehdi Hasan Miraj, I will always count on them. End of the over. Bangladesh 127 for 6.
And it was all about Ramanullah Gurbaz, who set things up, set the match on fire, and putting at that massive partnership of 256.
Well, this young lad coming from Gurbaz district of Host province has a lot of passion for the game of cricket. That's a good shot. You're talking about some phenomenal hitting from Rahmanullah Gurbaz. We see Mushfiqur Rahim coming down the track and easing nerves and hitting the boundary.
Yeah, he's fighting hard, but he's running out of partners. It's a good looking pull shot. And if you look at the partnership now, it's worth 59 of 78 deliveries. So both Mushfiqur and Mehdi putting their hands up and putting up a fight. Chanda leg side flicks away. But what an innings that was from Ramanullah Gurbaz. Some big shots. Very strong down the ground. Have a look at that cover drive. The off drives were very impressive. And he was elated. Why not?
He's shot behind the stumps as well. Doing good job for Afghanistan. The tempo that Afghanistan needs up front during the power play overs is what this man Rahmanullah Gurbaz provides. He's already scored his highest 145 in this very match in Chittagong against Bangladesh. The second time that he scores 100 against Bangladesh.
Again, a lovely piece of timing into the gap. It's the third boundary. Beg your pardon, second boundary in this over. Easy pickings. It's a low full toss and puts it away.
Experience. Senior campaigner, he knows what is required. He's keeping an eye on the scoreboard. They call it take it deep, and that's what exactly they're doing, putting together a good partnership here. And if they make a comeback, that will be a really big win for Bangladesh. Bangladesh are now 138 for the loss of 6 wickets.
ওয়াও, পার্লারে গিয়েছিলি? না তো, তাহলে এত গ্লো কিভাবে? গ্লো এন্ড লাভলি থেকে। শুধু গ্লো এন্ড লাভলি? এটা কমায় ডার্ক স্পটস, ডার্ক সার্কেলস আর রোদের মলিনতা। গ্লো এর জন্য সবকিছু এক ক্রিমে। গ্লো এন্ড লাভলির মাল্টিভিটামিন ত্বকের গভীরে প্রবেশ করে ডার্ক স্পটস, ডার্ক সার্কেলস ও রোদের মলিনতা কমিয়ে দেয় এইচডি গ্লো। গ্লো এর জন্য সবকিছু এক ক্রিমে।
It just crept a little bit on the upward, the green worm. Still a long way to go. Required run rate under 11 runs in an over. But once you see a partnership in the making, then you realize that yes, one good over, a couple of good overs can get that required run rate down. But they really cannot afford to lose a wicket here. Already 6 down. Mehdi Miraj has already proved in the recent past, that he is very good under pressure with the bat. Picked up 100 against India, batting at number 8. Unbeaten on 100 of 83 deliveries. And we all know what Mushfiqur Rahim is capable of doing with the bat. A couple of dot deliveries just takes the required run rate above 11 runs in an over.
Well, if they want to take on, Rashid Khan has been bowling from the eye screen end, so the boundary on the leg side is shorter compared to the boundary on the offside. I don't understand why wouldn't he want to come and bowl from the Walton end and bowl for a longer boundary. But that is a chance that Bangladesh batters can take, and they are no strangers to good sweep shots.
Against the spin. Yes, he does bowl the wrong one, and if you look at the field on the onside, there's no deep mid-wicket. There is a deep square leg. And there is long on. So there's a huge gap between long on and deep square leg. But you got to pick up the right one. And maybe that's what he wants to do. Throw in the bait and see whether you take it or not. 141 for 6. Drinks time. First innings when they batted, it was all about Afghanistan batting, especially the opening partnership. And when Bangladesh came on to bat, it was all about their bowling. They've got their act together. And these are the wickets. Richard Kumar Das. getting dismissed in that fashion. Short pitch delivery from Fazlak Farooqi. Seam has targeted the batters early on with short pitch deliveries. This was a beauty. This was peach of a delivery. Bit of a drift turn. And had no clue whatsoever. Uprooting the off stump of Nazmul Hussain Shantov, Mujibur Rahman. And just getting cramped up. Short pitch delivery, trying to cut it. Not a good choice of shots in the end. Inside edge and onto the stump. Another very good delivery. Googly didn't pick it up. Going through the differences between the bat and the pad. From Rashid Khan. This was Shakib Al Hassan given by the umpire. He took the review, but it stayed in the umpire's favour. Was the big fish. And the first ball dismissal for Afif Hussain. Again, the wrong one. Playing down the wrong line, gets an outside edge. An easy catch in the slips for Muhammad Nabi. Doesn't drop any, does he? Took a brilliant one in the first game also.
He's got safe pairs of hands. But now Afghanistan want another wicket, because this partnership has already now been of 69. The required run rate is under 12. But cricket is such a strange game. You get one or two good overs and all of a sudden you find yourself a chance into the game. It's very difficult, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, take it deep. That's the order for both the batters in the middle. Take it as deep as possible and see what happens in the last 10 overs or so. If they can hang on to their wickets and don't lose another wicket from here on up until the 40th over, then you never know. I know it's a long way off, but that's exactly what should be going to the minds of Mehdi Hasan Miraj and Mushfiqur Rahim. He looks set. He looks well set, Mushfiqur Rahim. And he's got someone from the other end to hang around with him. And that's Mehdi Hasan Miraj. It's tough. It's really tough for both the batters. But certainly they're putting up some sort of fight.
Yeah, and the good thing's been that they have been rotating the strike and they have been hitting the odd boundaries. It's just important how further they can carry this forward, not losing a wicket. They do not want to give another wicket to Afghanistan for another 7-8 overs. And therefrom, they might just fancy their chances, go attacking. Because we've seen the wicket's been more batting friendly compared to the wicket that we had for the first one-day international here at Chattogram. So it's quite an interesting phase to see how Bangladesh goes about their business.
They're wide, and they also must not forget the fact that they've been very good at home in the last 10 years in a bilateral series. They've only lost 2 series to England in the last 10 years.
They are playing for the pride. They are playing for this big name they have for themselves. They wouldn't at all want to give away this series to Afghanistan. But for now, Afghanistan look well set. All they need is just another wicket to break this partnership.
Yes, certainly break this partnership. Game almost over. But this is what I'm talking about. I want them to remember this. At home, last 10 series, Bangladesh in a bilateral ODI series. Have a look at that track record. They've lost to England twice. They've beaten Zimbabwe, West Indies, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, India, Ireland. So had some terrific result in their favour at home. So they're not going to go down without a fight. At the moment, this pair is fighting it out. 144 for 6. We saw a couple of boundaries earlier on, a couple of overs they were back, and now since then it's been 14 deliveries without a boundary. I think it's important for them to realize that boundary will certainly help. Up against Rashid Khan, one of the finest in the business. Not going to be easy. I mean, you as a batter, you have to really work hard to ensure that you pick the right one.
Yeah, but if you are fancying yourself the chances to be able to get to this big total, you cannot afford not hitting boundaries. As you said, it's already been 16 deliveries that they have not been able to get a boundary. So to be able to chase down such big totals, you need to be more practical as well. While you want to keep the wickets intact and you do not want to lose another wicket, because that's the kind of position you've been put into now, but you also have to fancy your chances and make sure that you can hit boundaries during the overs.
Yeah, especially when you're up against someone like Rashid Khan, who's a world-class spinner. It hardly gives you a loose delivery. Lovely. Good bit of turn, bit of a bounce. So it's important for them, and even if you don't pick up a boundary, make sure you rotate the strike. Like that. So you can pick up 6 singles. They've already picked up 3 singles now in the 5 balls that he has bowled so far. So maybe target a different bowler.
Absolutely spot on. But take nothing away from this inning. Mushfiqur Rahim's been only 1 run shy of his 50, and he reaches to that in style. So something to cheer for the Bangladesh fans. Mushfiqur Rahim appreciated from the dugout, reaching his 50.
45th 50.
Sharia silk finishing ও অ্যান্টিব্যাকটেরিয়াল প্রপার্টি সমৃদ্ধ বর্জার লাক্সারি সিল্ক এমালশন শুধুই গ্ল্যামারাস দেয়াল নয়, আমার স্মৃতি রাঙিনা।
বিকাশ অ্যাপে পিন সেট করে লগ ইন করলেই 25 টাকা বোনাস এবং লেনদেন করলেই 100 টাকা পর্যন্ত বোনাস।
Very good from Mushfiqur Rahim. I mean, I like the way he batted in this innings, because wickets were falling right, left and center. And we didn't see him go and try to play big shots. He realized the fact that he needs to shoulder the responsibility. More than 7,000 runs in ODI career, 45-50, 900s. He realized the fact, and then he ensured that, okay, fine, I'm going to give myself some time to bat. I know the more I stay in the middle, I'll be able to score. And when you have someone like Matthias and Miraj batting with you, then you started to feel a little bit more comfortable. He played some lovely looking shots. It's one of his favourite, the slog sweep, but very severe ending, pitched up on the offside. Quite keen to pull the short one, and picking up the gaps has been the key feature of his batting. And go wide, and he got some part of the gloves. Has taken the pace of the ball. Otherwise, that could have gone to the boundary.
Yeah, Rahmanullah Gurba's doing the right thing. And with some part of his gloves, spot on as you said, he takes the pace off the ball, so only keeps it to 1 extra run other than the wide that Salim Safi has bowled. Now he's still been wicketless. He's into his 5th over. And he's been not yet able to find the rhythm that he'd be looking at.
It's a good looking shot. He's trying to play a little bit more finer, because there's a fielder at third. Didn't go too far from that fielder. A couple of yards away to the left. Just wanted to hit it a little bit more finer, a little less bat. Would have done the trick. Good looking shot straight to the fielder.
Well, this has been the order of the day, that you need to get the boundaries, and to be able to get the boundaries you need to be more innovative in your shots, and you need to be mindful of the fact that there is a fielder deep at the third man. So if you want to go for the shot, you might just want to cut it late and fine to be able to hit it away from the fielder so that it can run away to the boundary. Now Bangladesh, to be able to chase this big total, yes, they have put together a good partnership now, will need to make sure that they hit at least one boundary in each over, other than making sure that they keep rotating the strike. This one is a good shot, but again, it will only be 2.
Yeah, we speak that about the run rate. Now the required run rate is closing on 13. It's 12.56. Yes, the partnership now worth 82 of 107, but also time for them to rethink their strategy. Spoke about whether they'll be able to take it easier up until the 40th over. Is that going to be a little bit too late to press forward? Short ball, appealing. The bowler thinks it's out. They don't have a review, mind you. Umpire thinks there's nothing on the bat. That's why they say, use your review wisely. $154 for 6. That's a little bit too late. They need 1-2 big good overs. They need a couple of good overs to get that required run rate down. We'll have to wait and see who's the bowler they're going to target. He's been difficult. Oh, beautiful. The first ball from Mujibur Rahman, hit away for a boundary from Mushfiqur Rahim. Is this the over?
Well, that's the good sign. That's absolutely the good sign. Mushfiqur Rahim starting to attack the bowler from the first ball, and that's how you can disrupt the line in length over bowler. So he goes after him. His signature shot, sweep shot that he plays so well. It's the boundary. So can he target Mujib in his 9th over? Mujib has only got another over after that. Talking about the bowlers that they can target, Farooqi's got 5 and he was on fire. Rashid has got 3. So the question is who they can target. Nabi's got 4. But the interesting thing is, let's see what happened in the earlier over. Afghanistan ran out of the review, but they thought that there was a genuine edge. It went off the gloves. It'll be interesting to see. They will have lost another review had there been one. Umpire was spot on.
You talk about eyeing that area. Is it going to go straight into the hands? It does. Mehdi and Miraj saw earlier Mushfiqur Rahim picking up a wicket. This time he took the bowler on. Just didn't time it. Just didn't get enough. In the end, it's a pretty easy catch in the deep.
Well, we talk about the bait. Maybe he thought that he had Mujib, but Mujib throwing this in the slot for him, you would think. Not able to get the connection right. Safe hands of Rahmat Shah, who's got big hands and very rarely he drops the catches. Mujib gets the breakthrough for Afghanistan and a sense of relief after the departure of Mehdi Hasan Miraj for a good 25. Bangladesh are 159 for 7.
পাবেন জীবাণু থেকে সুরক্ষা আর হবে বড় সাশ্রয়। এখন 2টি লাইফ বয় কিনলে বাঁচবে 12 টাকা।
দেশের ফাস্টেস্ট 4G নেটওয়ার্কে জিতবেন সব সময় বাংলা লিংক।
The partnership was good between Medias and Miraj and Mushfiqur Rahim. Worth 87 runs, but not good enough. Hassan Mahmood is the new batter. Well, if Bangladesh is thinking to get close to the target, then Mushfiqur Rahim has to play something very, very special. He's here because of this.
You got it right. He's been running out of the partners, Atarbai.
It's such a huge task. Perhaps he thought that he was in business to hit it out of the ground. Only finding Ramachai in the deep. Easy catch. Couple of spaces to his right. Overbowled. Such a crafty bowler. Mujibur Rahman. It's an excellent spin attack, I can tell you that. Take nothing away. They can really put the brakes against any team. 159 for 7. Nothing from the top order. Have a look at those top four. 9, 13, 116. And if you're going to chase such a big total, your top order had to fire up. Didn't happen. Take nothing away from Afghanistan. It's been such a brilliant performance. First with the bat, then with the ball. Kept pushing Bangladesh on the back foot.
Spot on. You want for the openers to attack during the power play and score about 70-80 runs, and all of a sudden you see yourself a good chance of chasing down any total above 300 because you keep the run rate at check. You keep it around 6, under 6, and at the same time you do not lose wickets. So the answer to chasing down such big totals is, as you rightly said, for the openers to put together a good partnership and go hard and score runs and hit boundaries and capitalize on the power play. Unfortunately, Bangladesh were not able to put together a strong, solid partnership. And we can see what the result's been now. They are needing 173. Look at this. 15. And then at one moment you would think that Shakib and Ridoy had got it. A good partnership of 40.
Yes, they were 28 for 3 in the power play. Have a look at those top 3 partnership. Nothing, eh? Yes, Shakib and Ridoy raise some hope. Medias and Miraj, Mushfiqur Rahim, the partnership just broken. Looked like they were getting into a good momentum. It's runs on the board. Runs on the board is the pressure. 331. Too many.
Bit of an excitement once again. Now, it's a tough call. But for now, what Bangladesh might be thinking is you do not want to fall being one that Afghanistan has won with the biggest margin. Previously, Afghanistan has won it with the margin of 156 runs. And we see Bangladesh still need 172 runs. So you might just want to do some damage control and see that you can bring down the margin as low as you can.
Look, they'll be very disappointed. Make no mistake. The dugout, back in the dressing room, the coaching staff, the players will be very, very disappointed. And they also know that Afghanistan win this match, they go on to win the series. But there is one more match left in the series. So they got to regroup themselves and ensure that when they come back for the third and final one-day international, they forget about what has happened. A smash toe on the offside for a boundary. That is important, very important for Bangladesh to realize that. It is very, very difficult. That is a cracking shot, isn't it? With Toffa allowed the batter, Hassan Mahmood, to free his arm and really went after it.
Well, he swings his bat. That is about Hassan Mahmood. And whenever he gets the connection right, it will certainly run down to the boundary. But that will be a big ask from Hassan Mahmood and the tail-enders to be able to chase down now from here. Such a big total of 332 that Afghanistan put together when they were batting.
Bangladesh with their backs to the wall. 167 runs needed of 71 balls. Only the 3 wickets in hand. Not much to hope for. Damage control more than anything else at the moment. Trying to take it as deep as possible. Try and play out the 50 overs. That'll be an achievement from the situation they are in at the moment. Take a lot of things to work out when they come back again to the middle. It's going to be a tough match to forget, but they've got to take pointers from here, Maza.
Definitely hardly anything to take. Coming into bowl first, Bangladesh struggled right from the start. I think they missed out the trick when it comes to winning the toss and electing to bowl. But again, with the bat, they struggled. Even in the first game, the top order collapsed. You need to build a concentric construction as a batting unit. A wall within the wall, maybe. Someone has to step up. But in both the matches, none of the top order were able to step up.
So much success over the years, but this is a wake-up call for Bangladesh here today. Again down the leg side, it's going to be possibly a wide. Heard a sound. Did it flick the pads? No, it didn't flick anything. So more wides added. Little something to add on, but you're absolutely right. A lot of work to be done. The top order failing will always pose a threat for the middle order. It's the experienced Mushfiqur Rahim, only one to go past the 50 mark. He carries on so very nicely. Maneuvers his way along. That partnership of 87 just gave a very, very distant hope to Bangladesh, but after the departure of Mehdi Hasan Miraj, it's really all over bar the shouting. That's going to be close. There it is. Up goes the dreaded finger. Mujibur Rahman strikes again. Will they ponder a review? Looking inquiringly at his senior partner. And think they've taken it. Why not? Worth it.
TV umpire to director, we have a play review for LBW. On-field decision is out. I've checked the front foot. Fair delivery. Front on spin vision, please. It doesn't appear to be any bat, but can you go to Ultra Edge to confirm bat or no bat, please? Keep rolling it through for me, please. Keep rolling. The clear gap between bat and ball with a flat line. No bat involved. Ball tracking when ready, please. The original decision is out. Pitching out it off. Impact in line. Wickets umpires call. Richard, you can stay with your original decision of out. Stand by. You're on screen signal now.
Given out originally, umpire's call gets Mujibur Rahman another wicket. Bangladesh in further trouble. Lose Hassan Mahmood for 4, 169 for 8. Well, possibly with Hassan Mahmood gone now, Mustafizur Rahman coming in, might just be very close to the end. We heard maybe with Ibadat Hussain, with that injury problem he's had, not quite sure whether he's going to bat, but it is Mustafizur Rahman. Not too much to talk about in terms of his batting prowess.
Mustafizur Rahman, the new man in. Bangladesh are on their knees now, inching towards that series defeat. It's too difficult for someone like Hassan Mahmood to deal with Mujibur Rahman. Been phenomenal in both the matches. And from Afghanistan's point of view, after that heavy defeat in the test match, it's a very good comeback from the visitors.
Battering. What does Mushfiq do now? He's run out of partners. But he's taken the single and given the strike back. Strike to Mustafizur Rahman. That's maybe not the best option, but I think they've resigned to the fact that it's going to be a defeat soon.
Yeah, it's been a tough day indeed for Bangladesh. You can hardly expect a lot from this pair, probably the last pair for Bangladesh. Now we can talk about what are the areas they can improve, how they go about when they go out in the third game. There's still a lot to take.
Oh, managed that well, almost like a tennis shot.
We spoke about the Asia Cup and the World Cup, how important it could be this series for Bangladesh. Oh, it's difficult, really difficult for Mustafizur Rahman. Just going back to Bangladesh's approach in this series, it's really important for them to gain that momentum before heading to that Asia Cup and World Cup. Again, short stuff there by Farooqi. And it's given as a wide. So the areas Bangladesh need to work on, it's just not about batting, it's also about their bowling, how they can come up strong in the next game. Welcome, Atar bhai.
Yeah, very good for them. But one must also not forget, yes, it has been not a good day at the office for Bangladesh, but they've been very good at home. Just a bad day. And I'm sure they will overcome it. They're appealing, still appealing. Don't have a review. Yes, you can look at what happened. I mean, I did the toss and the pitch report. The pitch looked very, very similar to the one that we played a couple of days earlier. It came back in, nearly cutting him in half. And I really don't blame Liton Kumar Das, because similar kind of, just the elbow maybe, yeah. Similar look of the surface. Yeah, the bowlers didn't bowl in the right areas. That can happen. Inside edge. And there is some time to recover. There is some time for them to look at the weaknesses and the strengths. So it's good for Chandika Hathura Singh to realize that. Knowing that, yes, Bangladesh have been very good at home in a bilateral series. You talk about Asia Cup, you talk about World Cup. Yes, they have to work hard to ensure they get every aspect of the game right.
He fetched that way outside the off stump. Put that towards the fence for 4. 64 for Mushfiqur Rahim. He's been the lone fighter for Bangladesh today with the bat. We spoke about the upcoming Asia Cup and World Cup. The last game can also help them to gain that momentum before going on to those events. So there's still a lot to play for.
You still look for the positives. We'll come back to that after 40, 177 for 8. Now have a look at the comparison here. Way ahead in the first 10 overs. Last 10. Pulls out a reverse. And they'll be itching to ensure that when they come back for the third and last one, the international, because remember they also play 2 T20 internationals, which is we played in Sylhet.